You're now listening to the Garage Guys DFS Preview Show with Garage Guy Chase. Now sit back, relax, and get ready to bag a motherfucking tourney on DraftKings. Hello, America. Welcome to the Garage Guys NASCAR DFS Preview Show, available exclusively on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and in select states, VHS tape. That's right, you can order it on VHS. This show is brought to you by Hooters. All right, right now, if you haven't, get over to Hooters. All right, use promo code Garage Guys. You're going to save $10 on any $30 or more order when you order to go. That's off of the app or from order.hooters.com. So you just download the app, go to that website, put in Garage Guys as the promo code. You're going to save $10 if you order $30 or more. Why wouldn't you do it? Hooters is great. We eat it all the time. Hooters is for race day. We talk about it literally 24/7. I'm kind of slouched right now. My back's going to hurt after this episode. Don't worry about me. I wanted to stand. But yeah, that offer is valid at participating locations for delivery and carryout orders only. I'm wearing headphones. I'm standing up. I got my microphone over here. And it's time for the YellaWood 500 at Talladega. We got to talk about some guys for our DFS lineups. Now, as you guys know, I am no longer a graphic designer of data and of computers. I only do this show with expo boards, expo markers, and paper. Got to cut costs in this economy. All right. So check it out. I could sit here and go all in depth about strategies and data sheets and explosions, but I didn't do that. That's why you should check out my boy Ryan Stevens on GarageGuysFantasySports.com. He's got an article laid out about strategy, and he's going to have rankings and projections. So you need to check those out, GarageGuysFantasySports.com. Do yourself a favor and get the most out of race day with Garage Guys. It's simple. There was some fuckhead that commented on this show last week that said he stopped watching us because it took too long. It took 8 minutes for us to start talking about plays. There's a whole lot of other motherfuckers on YouTube that you can go take advice from. But the reason you're here and the reason you put up with my bullshit is because you know we're the fucking best, and it's that simple. Gotta pop a Zen. So, I've created this here expo board for everyone to see. Have a look. Dega. And before we start talking about these plays, now normally I give you 4, but today, and today only, we're going to go 5. Just wanted to add a little extra surprise line for y'all here on the board. 5 guys, that's what we're talking about for Talladega. We're going to go over it. But before we begin, we need to start out with a Talladega DFS player's prayer. I'm going to turn this way. All right, I got a hymn and a prayer. So let's start out with the hymn. The highway to the Dega zone. Take it right into the Dega zone. Gotta say what's up to you, because the Garage Guys gonna get paid. We're gonna make a lot of lineups, yeah, and we're gonna ride into the Dega zone. That was a hymn. And now for the prayer. Dear baby Jay, Allah, Buddha, Dale, we come to you today because we want to get bags. We want fat bags, and we know at Talladega the bags can be had. Whether we're playing the strategy or a bit of a mixture, we want you to watch over our lineups, help us to have the knowledge to make multiple lineups, and not be so dumb to think that we can win a shit ton of money with 3 lineups. Mainly, help us to have the strength and the knowledge to make a shit ton of lineups so that we can have the best chance to bag a motherfucking tourney. I'm in. That was a prayer. And now it's time to talk about some NASCAR drivers. So I think, yeah, we're like 6 minutes into this, so a few minutes shy for that other guy. So sorry I disappointed you and couldn't go 2 more minutes before we started talking about plays. But hope you enjoy it. So let's go ahead and get talking. Now, I've done a little bit of research, obviously. For all of you that watch this show, you know that Talladega is not the type of race to do a bunch of research on. When it comes to Dega, it's about survival, and it's about skill. Who's good at super speedways? Who's not good at super speedways? Who can survive? Who won't survive? Okay? The strong will survive. The meek will not inherit the earth. You will get wrecked, and you will be fucked. You're done. Like, you're off to the races. Kyle Busch, he wrecks out like every time. Don't play him. Watch, he's probably going to win this bitch. But let's go ahead and talk about the drivers that we like, and I'm going to keep these short and sweet for you guys because I know it's about the picks and it's about getting them in your lineups, and I want to make sure that you guys can bag and that we all bag. Look, if you finish in the green, a day in the green is a good day for me. That's what I say all the time, and it's the truth. So with that, we're going to write with the green expo marker, and I'll see how well we can see it. If we can't see it that well, then I might have to switch to black, and that's just how it goes. So we're going to start off with our first play. It's kind of a no-brainer. We're going to go with Ryan Blaney. I don't know how well you can see that. Probably not well at all. But, yeah, Ryan Blaney, if you're listening to this, you should know. It's Ryan Blaney, okay? Ryan Blaney drives a 12 car for Team Penske. For those of you that are new, if you already knew that, congrats. You got a reminder. Try to make that a little bit darker. Yeah, you can probably see it a little bit better. But Ryan Blaney is going to be on DraftKings. He's a money play. 10.4K on DraftKings. Now, at Talladega, you can do whatever the hell you want. You can play a lot of money, but the goal is to leave as much money on the table. That's the way that I like to play. If I do a mixture strategy, I'm going to make sure that I have some of these guys that are going to be like, where I might have a couple hundred left on the table, but I might have 1 or 2 lineups like that. The rest of my lineups, there's going to be a lot of money left on the table, okay? Ask Dale back here. He knows. He's the king of Talladega. Dale, what do you have to say about that? He didn't say anything because he's dead. That's a cardboard cutout. But RIP. But yeah, Blaney, 10.4K. Look, the man has won multiple races at this track. It's no surprise. He's kind of, I guess you would say he's kind of the new super speedway king. And that's where we've had it. He's had some shitty luck, and it's been pretty rough for him over this past year. The next-gen car has not been that great to him. But if there is a track that I feel that he can do well and redeem himself, it's in the playoffs at Talladega. So be on the lookout for that. I think he's going to do really good here this weekend. We'll have him in a good bit of lineups. And if we want to even get a little bit deeper into it, I've created the Big Data race chart. Now, on the Big Data race chart, we're going to use the color blue for our data statistics. If we start this out, if I had to take a guess, Ryan Blaney is going to probably start somewhere inside of the top 10. So stage 1 should be up here really well. Stage 2, we're going to have a little dip here. And then at the finish, this is the danger zone right here. This is where we don't really know what could happen. All right, but we get right here. If my projections are correct, brought to you by the Wizard of Winston for bringing Winston back, if they're correct, we should have a pretty solid runoff right there, which could be anywhere between 1st and 15. So that's where I'm projecting Ryan Blaney to finish this race. Now I'll erase that, and we'll move on to our next driver for Talladega. Are you guys having a good time so far? We've got Big Data race charts. We've got expo boards. We've got Dale Earnhardt cutouts. We had a prayer. We sung our own version of Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. It's a great day to be alive. All right, so Ryan Blaney was the first one. The next one is a guy that we are good friends with, and his name is Justin Haley. Justin Haley is a great play on DFS. Now, why would Justin Haley be a great play on DFS, Chase? He drives for Colleague Racing. He hasn't won anything. Well, let me tell you something. He is being slept on. He's being slept on real big. He's 6.2K on DraftKings. They sleeping on that boy, all right? He's the only driver to put a Garage Guys NFT inside of his car, and he finished 12th at that race, which was Bristol. So there's Garage Guys energy around this play. For two, he's really good at fucking super speedways as well. He's got the skill. He knows what it takes to survive, and he usually doesn't qualify like too far into the front. So if I'm going to have a guy that I want to put in my lineups here, it's another skill guy at super speedways. It's Justin Haley. He's got the power, like that band Snap. Just he's got the power. Now let's look at the big data race chart for Justin Haley. What will happen here? Stage 1. Now on the big data race chart, the Garage Guy big data race chart, stage 1 is probably going to be pretty flat. I don't really see a lot of movement for him inside the stage 1 area. So if you're just one of those people that just stare at your lineups the whole time, you're probably going to have a stroke. So don't do that. Now, when we get into stage 2, this is where I could see things going kind of down a little bit. He's going to probably get somewhere towards the rear. He's not going to want to stick around up there. You know, he's going to be like, hey, I don't want to fuck around up front, okay? Like, I want to finish really well at this race, and I also want to make sure that the people that play me in DFS lineups are going to bag on my fucking tourney. So I'm going to need to be smart here. So he's going to back up for us and get right there about stage 2. And then at stage 3, towards the finish, this is where we're going to have that upward trend. So this is a really good graph chart right here showing the trajectory of how his race will go. So if I had to take a guess, we're going to be somewhere between 1 and 12 with our good pal Justin Haley. So this is the big data race chart for Jay Hay, and that's that. My back really hurts. I don't like arching. This is me, but I'm too far away from the microphone. If I stand up like this, so I'm having a slouch for y'all. I might have back problems. You should buy a sticker. Buy a Garage Guys sticker to help pay for my medical bills for my back problems so that I can bend down to this mic and stand up. And some people might say, well, Chase, you chose that. And you know what? To that I say, because I love you. So let's go to our third guy. It's another select from the Garage Guys wheelhouse. It's Richard Stenhouse Jr. Richard Stenhouse is a wild boy, and we all know it. He's won at a super speedway. He does well at the super speedways, but there is some risk involved. Okay? You never really know when Ricky's just going to decide to stend it. Not stend it, stend it, stend it. That's it. That's what we're going to call it. Instead of send it, it's stend it. So Stenhouse Jr. is who we're riding here on this board right now. And Stenhouse Jr. is going to be at 6.4K. So it's another value play right here on the board. Now Stenhouse, like I said, he's won here in 2017. I believe he won a super speedway. He had a really good year around that time, and I could be wrong there, but he always finds a way to send it. He always finds a way to do well. He's got skill at the super speedways. I'm really backing the skill this weekend. I think skill is what it's really going to come down to. Also making sure that the teams are preparing these cars correctly. And if there is a team that knows their driver very well, it's Richard Stenhouse Jr.'s team. All right, JTG. They know what they're doing with this guy. This guy has been doing this for a very long time. He's a veteran NASCAR driver, and he likes to go full send at these tracks. So the full send mentality, backed by skill, is what is putting Stenhouse Jr. here on the board in the International Chase Station. Now let's look at the big data race chart for Ricky. Let me close this green marker up here. And we're going to get the blue marker. All right. Big data race chart. Back on here for Richard Stenhouse Jr. So around stage 1, this is where we're going to probably see Ricky do really well. He's gonna have a great stage 1. He's going to find his way. He's going to be coasting, just beating and banging his way through the track, okay? And then here at stage 1, this is where we're going to see the fall off. But then he's going to bounce back. He's going to save it right here in stage 2, and he's going to have a kind of a medium finish, probably right here somewhere. Now, this finish, this is really the danger zone. This is the risk, okay? This is big risk station. This could go this way, or this could go that way. So I haven't really figured that much out, but I'm willing to take the risk, and I'm going to say, fuck this down here in the risk zone, and we're going to go for a high finish, a top 10 finish for Richard Stenhouse. So this is the big data race chart for Richard Stenhouse. This is the danger zone. This is the risk zone, somewhere between stage 2 and the finish. We don't really know what's going to happen there. I am going to vote that we have an upward trajectory for Richard Stenhouse. Plus, playoff drivers have really been doing well. Non-playoff drivers, I mean, have really been doing well in the NASCAR playoffs. Playoff drivers have not been doing that well. They haven't even won a race yet. So, you know, all praise and glory be to non-playoff drivers right now. Richard Stenhouse Jr., non-playoff driver. So, food for thought. So, let's go ahead and go to our 4th driver now. And this is a guy that I don't play a lot of, but he is stupid cheap. He is stupid cheap. I mean, dumb cheap. And I want to have some of them here this week. And it's Toddy G. Todd Gilliland, okay? Now, forgive me if I don't spell this name right. Todd, if you're watching this. But you shouldn't be watching this, Todd. You shouldn't be watching the show, so turn it off. Toddy G. Todd Gilliland. A-N-D. That's just how we're going to spell it. Gilliland. That's probably right. Todd Gilliland is only 4.9K. 4.9K. He is the cheap bottom barrel boy. He is the bottom barrel boy of this week's show, Todd Gilliland, because Todd races for a team that has a driver named Michael McDowell. There's a reason I'm not putting Michael McDowell in here, because Michael McDowell is a very known and renowned superspeedway racer as well as runner of road. Okay? Why would I talk about Michael McDowell and be a generic sack of shit? I want to talk about guys that no one's going to talk about, that are probably going to do really well. So let's look at the big data race chart. Let's take a look at big data race chart for Todd Gilliland. Okay, when we think about Todd Gilliland, his luck has been kind of at these Talladega races. He's a seesaw. Todd Gilliland's a seesaw, okay? So we don't really know. But this week, this time around, I don't know if you guys were watching Texas last week, but Todd Gilliland's finding a way. His team is finding a way. Things are just going weird, okay? And if we're looking at non-playoff drivers to possibly win this race, Toddy G could stick around. The 38 car, David Reagan drove that thing to victory lane before. Why can't Toddy G do it? So if we're going to look at the big data race chart, this is where things are. He's 4.9K, so he's stupid cheap. Remember, bottom barrel boy. So we're going to get to stage 1. We're going to probably have a medium line right here, okay? I don't project anything crazy or great happening in stage 1. Probably not much at all. Stage 2, probably the same. He's probably going to just kind of be chilling. This is going to be a pretty straight trajectory. There is no danger zone. Finish, probably somewhere in the center. So this is the big data race chart for Toddy G. It's just going to be kind of stagnant, you know, just there. He's there, but he'll be a guy. He'll probably be played a lot, honestly. Yeah, but don't want to probably talk about him. So not really much more to say there about Toddy G, but I think he'll be a good stagnant play, and I think he'll qualify towards the rear. So that's that. And let's get to our last guy. Now, this is a guy that I'm excited about. I'm very excited about this one. This guy behind me, he's excited too. All right. It's AD3. And for those of you that don't know who AD3 is, that's Austin Dillon, who drives the number 3 for Dale. Okay, he drives number 3 for Dale. Anytime that you take the number 3 car and you go to Talladega, it's going to be excited. He's going to be praised. Austin Dillon, not really a Talladega boy. Could he be a Talladega boy? Damn right he could. When we look at the price tag on AD3 this weekend, he is 7.2K. So he's kind of a medium price. He's a non-playoff driver. Good for the playoffs in 2022. And when we look at Big Data race chart, let's take a look here. These are what my projections in my brain have been coming up with for the Big Data race chart for Austin Dillon. Stage 1, he's going to be here, probably starting out towards the back. So we're going to see a big increase. We're going to see a big increase in stage 1. Good position. He's going to stay up there. He's going to fall off a little bit right to probably about the middle of the pack somewhere in stage 2. And then we're going to see him go up, down real bad. That's probably where the big one's going to be. But then he's going to find his way back up again, and he's going to flatten off probably somewhere inside of that top 12. So here's the Big Data race chart for Austin Dillon. That's pretty good lines that are drawn there for Austin Dillon for 83 at 7.2K. So I really like that play, and that's the strategy and the data that I've gathered for Austin Dillon. So if you can take a look here at this board, Ryan Blaney, 10.4K, Justin Haley, 6.2K, Ricky Stenhouse, or Richard Stenhouse Jr., 6.4K, Todd Gilliland, a.k.a. Toddy G, for 4.9K, bottom barrel boy. And then we have Austin Dillon, our better known as 83, 7.2K, is the bonus boy. Okay, and you saw his Big Data race chart. Looks pretty swell. Dale, do you approve? Forgot he's a cardboard cutout, but he approves. He would approve if he was here. So these are the guys that I like for Talladega, for your DraftKings DFS lineups, and for FanDuel. And for FanDuel too. Okay, so you've seen the race charts, you've seen the data. Watch this video as many times as you need. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe. Check out Bringing Winston Back. Go eat at Hooters. And that's really all I got. My back really fucking hurts. So I love y'all. And let's go bag on my fucking tourney. I'm going to sit down now. See y'all later.